here, so thank you for coming to our panel.
Thank you for coming. We're so excited. Thank you, thank you.
All right, guys, I think we're going to get started. So my name is Provost, and we started the Provost Park Pass kind of as a hobby. We'll get into that in a little bit. This is my wife.
Hi, I'm Amanda Provost. Hi, thank you guys for coming. Thank you.
I noticed she got more applause, but I'm not going to hold that against you because I would applaud for her too. And then also we have our producer Zach. He does all the editing for our videos. Thank you. So we are going to get, whoa, I don't know what that is. We are going to have some fun with you guys. We wanted to make this more interactive rather than just kind of just chit-chatting, talking. We will do some questions here in a little bit. So I started, I have a friend named Ryan, and he's a director down in LA, and he approached me, and he's like, Chris, I need you to start a YouTube channel. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, what do I do? He's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, you're entertaining, and I think people will watch it if you just do whatever you do. And I was like, you mean like vlogging? And I was like, I can't vlog. I was too embarrassed. I'm like, I cannot vlog. I cannot do it. So I said, well, I am very passionate. Amanda and I are very passionate about Disneyland. I said, so passionate, in fact, on our very first date, when the very first time we'd met, right? We're talking, you know, that awkwardness when you're like asking questions. We're trying to play it cool, but you know, whatever. Amanda, what was the question you asked me?
Okay, so the very first question that I asked
How many people have you killed?
Yeah, no, that was the third question.
Well, that's an icebreaker.
So it was, what are your thoughts on Disneyland? To which he pulled out and...
Well, I was nervous because I've been told that I'm obsessed about Disneyland. So she asked me that. I was worried that she was a Disneyland hater. So I just sat there for a second, and I pulled out my annual passport. I'm like, I go as often as I can, whenever I can. And then she fell in love with me.
And I did, right there. That was it.
And then she proposed.
And then I proposed.
So anyways, Amanda and I are huge Disney fans. We love Disneyland. And I've researched and come up with all these interesting facts, and I've got to know a lot of cast members and people who work at Disney. They supply us with lots of ideas for videos and whatnot. So we decided to do our Provost Park Pass, and we just kind of did it as a hobby, and boy, it just took off. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Disneyland. If you guys have some questions, we'll do some questions a little bit. You guys, pretty much any question you want. If we don't know the answer, I will then try to do our best. I'll just make it up. So, fair enough? All right. Anything you want to say before we get started?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Actually, let me tell you this. So let me tell you how Zach got involved.
Oh, yeah, this is an even more romantic story. This is good.
I was on my third date with Zach, and he asked me, what do you think about Disneyland? You know,
He waited till the third date to hold hands with me. Can you believe that?
So Ryan, my friend, told me to do this video. So I went out and I shot this video, and then I came back, and I had no idea how to do it. I was like, I didn't know I tried to edit it. I had never edited anything in my life. I know you know, Ryan. And so it took me, I don't know, maybe like 2,000 hours to edit like a 10-minute video. I could not figure it out. This audio kept getting unsynced. I didn't know why, and I was getting so frustrated. And then I accidentally hit a color correction button. So my first video I did was Adventureland. It was the second video come out, but if you watch it, it's all like dark. It looks like all like warm,
yellowy,
sepia
almost
tones. And people are like, oh, that's a very artistic choice. I had no idea why that happened. I tried to correct it, and every time I did, it would get darker and darker. I got so frustrated. So I went out and...
Well, and go back and watch the Adventureland video, and your voice is out of sync a lot of the time. So go watch that video.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
See what we're talking about.
It's like watching a foreign film. It's fun.
Yeah. So but people said they liked the video, and I was like, I can't do this. This is just taking too long. So I went out and I reached out to some people, and Zach and I had worked on several projects together, and Zach's like, hey, I'll help edit your videos for you because I'm a big fan of Disneyland and I want to help this thing. So Zach has jumped on and has pretty much edited every one of our videos that we've ever had. So we have producer Zach. We also, yeah, you give her an applause.
No, you can be louder. It's okay. Oh, hey.
And then we have two other people that help out. And I'll give you their names. There's cameraman Greg. He's in California. He's the cameraman, and he does all the cameraman work. And then we have Thumbnail Dave, and he does our graphics. And you like that name? Thumbnail Dave?
Thumbnail Dave.
Thumbnail Dave. And he's sad he can't be here. He's at a wedding. He does the thumbnails. So, and other graphics, but we really just call him Thumbnail Dave. So that's kind of our there's 5 of us, and we started doing this Provost Park Pass, and it's taken off. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. And I want you to be involved. So here we go. Would you rather hear secrets about Frontierland or Fantasyland? We're going to vote which one ever's louder. We're going to go with secrets on that particular land. Who wants to hear secrets on Fantasyland? All right. Who wants to hear secrets on Frontierland?
That feels kind of sixes to me. I don't know. Amanda's saying fantasy, but I'm saying frontier.
It was so close.
I was hoping for Frontierland, but I think Fantasyland eked it out just by a little bit, guys.
Yeah, barely.
So let's do. Who here is their favorite land? Is Fantasyland? Nice. Okay. Why?
Right.
Tell me why. Why do you love it so much? Just yell it out.
Right here.
I work with kids with disabilities, and I work with kids in general in early childhood education. And part of my job is we do Make-A-Wish. And on very, very rare occasions do they need extra help and we get to go. On one such occasion, we went through all the other lands. Fantasyland was last. And I've never seen that kid's face light up and smile as big. Like nothing in any of the other lands, but once we got into Fantasyland, this little girl's face broke out into the biggest.
Absolutely. It is the.
That's where the magic.
Yeah, it's the
Take
most,
that, Frontierland.
Yeah. It's the most beloved land by children. They love Fantasyland. It's the most crowded land. If you guys don't know that, it gets to be the most crowded land. Also, adults tend to like it too because it brings back fond memories. What are other reasons why you guys like Fantasyland? Go ahead, right back there.
My family has a long period history with Peter Pan ride, and I feel like that's created a lot of emotional baggage.
Emotional baggage. That's
You know-
always used to describe something positive.
You know why Peter Pan's not a pilot? Because he can never land. No? No? All right. So let's talk about Fantasyland then. Fantasyland is the land that has more clocks in it than any other land. Most people don't know that. The clocks are up high. They're on clock towers. They're in the castle. They're above rides. There's multiple clocks throughout Fantasyland. The reason is almost all the fairy tales are based off of time. Time is running out. There's not enough time. You have to finish this before this particular deadline. So because of that, when you go into Fantasyland, now look up and you're going to see clocks everywhere. And before you're like, oh, I didn't know there's any clocks in there. Now you're going to see them everywhere. And just like once you've seen them, you can't unsee them. Peter Pan, interesting ride.
Real quick, who likes the Peter Pan ride? Yeah, there we go. Great.
Thank you for editing our video, Zach.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm not in front, y'all.
So, Peter Pan is a really slow loader ride. There's only 13 ships, okay? And the ships can only have 2 to 3 people, so it's a very slow loader. It can do about 580 people per hour. Now, when you think about 580, like that's not so bad. When you go look at Pirates Caribbean, that can do 2,400 per hour. You can see why there's always a long line for Peter Pan. Peter Pan has 170 miles. That's 170 miles of optic cables to make all those stars. When you go in that star room, you see all those like twinkling stars. Disneyland as a whole has 330 optic miles total. There's more than half of it is for that one ride, Peter Pan. But it is stellar, though. It's an amazing ride, isn't it? Also, something very interesting about Peter Pan, I know you got a lot of baggage and you probably don't like talking about it, but we're going to talk about it for just a second, is when you fly in and you go over London, there's a London, that's the actual London map on the floor. They mapped that after the city of London. And you fly around Big Ben, and when you fly around Big Ben, you go around, if you look at Big Ben, there's only 2 of them in the whole park at Disneyland. There's a hidden Mickey. You guys know what hidden Mickeys are? Yes. Guys, what the heck is a hidden Mickey? Well, a hidden Mickey is they put little Mickey ears, and they call it the quarter dime. It's like a circle, and then like 2 circles on top of that, and they have them in rides. Well, on Peter Pan, they have a full Mickey, like the full body Mickey, and so we fly around Big Ben. If you look at the top windows, you'll see Mickey peeking out. You can even see his little tiny tail kind of hanging out. So that is Peter Pan. Some other really interesting things about Fantasyland, it has more rides than any other land right now. It's got 13 rides. Okay?
Name a ride. Nailed it. Yep. Good job. You named them all.
Okay. We'll go through some of them. Snow White's a super interesting ride. It was redone in 1983. When the ride was first done, you were supposed to be Snow White. So they didn't have Snow White in the ride at all. And people would get very confused because you were Snow White. They're like, well, we're not going to show Snow White if that's you. So you'd go through the whole ride and never see Snow White. People got really irritated. They get off like, where's Snow White? So in 1983, they redid the ride. They put Snow White at the very beginning. but you're still supposed to be Snow White going through. And the contractors were told they were going to have twice as much space as they did. And so they ended up, as they were building the ride, they had to stop building the ride halfway through. So if you've ever ridden Snow White, you're going along, the rock is going to come down, and they lived happily ever after. It's a hard stop.
Hard stop.
It's a hard stop.
Just like real life.
I am so upset with you guys. Producer Zach's been up for like 4 minutes. He's got more laughs out of you guys. Can't even believe it. All right, what are some other rides you guys liked? I heard him yelling up. Mr. Toad?
No one. Oh,
Storybook.
Yeah.
Land. That's
All
a
right,
ride.
let's go. Okay, we'll go through some. The carousel. All right. What is the difference between? Anybody know the difference between a carousel and a merry-go-round?
One of them
Oh,
starts
you
with
do.
a C.
What is the difference? Correct. On a carousel, it's all horses, and on a merry-go-round, you could have various animals like fish or an ostrich. I don't know why I chose fish first. That's
The
weird.
weirdest animals.
No, weren't there fish on the Titans?
That's
Merry-go-round.
That's merry-go-round. Also, just so you know, carousel goes counterclockwise, and merry-go-rounds go clockwise. So Walt, when he was watching people get on the carousel, he noticed they all wanted the white horse. They would wait in line, and they used to have all different colored horses on the carousel, and so they ended up painting them again and asked to turn them all white, so make them all white. There's one horse in particular. You're smiling. Jingles.
Yeah.
Why? What are you saying about Jingles? What do you guys know about that? Yes, it's Lillian's favorite horse. Also,
And
though,
there's more.
There's a JA on it. What does the JA stand for?
Yes.
Julie.
Yes.
Why am I
Mary
doing
Poppins.
this? You guys know this. Julie Andrews, absolutely. That was he dedicated that horse to her as well. So when you see Jingles, you can ask for Jingles, and there's a little JA on it. And if you want to write on it, you can request to write on Jingles. So that's great. All right, what are some other rides that you guys want to talk about? Alice in Wonderland. Okay, wonderful ride. So when the ride first opened, you used to go across the leaves, across the top. Do you remember that? Well, interesting. Several years ago, an OSHA. Do you guys know what OSHA is? That's somebody who looks at like construction. He was riding the monorail. That ride had been open for 30 some odd years, and he was riding the monorail and saw that and snapped pictures and filed a complaint against Disney. So that's why now when you ride those leaves, there's like gangways and plankways around that the entire time because it's OSHA standard. One of my favorite stories about Alice in Wonderland is my mom is right here. She was on the leaf and the ride broke down and she was sitting there for almost an hour and a half, but they wouldn't let her off because it's not compliant. So they wheeled her to a little spot of shade and she sat there for an hour and a half.
Did they at least give her like free churros for life or something?
No, they
Jeez.
didn't give churros. They just redid Alice in Wonderland with animatronics. If you guys seen the new animatronics, you go through. It's amazing. And they also in 1983 they added the Mad Hatter unbirthday tea party at the end. So it's one of those rides though. It was not originally done by Walt Disney, who actually did Alice in Wonderland.
You're supposed to cheer.
Who did? No, who did? Do you know who wrote Alice in Wonderland? Did you guys know? Yeah, Lewis Carroll, but he got the rights to that and was able to have Alice in Wonderland make the movie, which then they turned into the ride. So Alice in Wonderland's great. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, I heard that. Who wants Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? This is a super interesting thing. Look at the house on Mr. Toad's. There are 7, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 chimneys on his house, and there's only one fireplace in the house. That's how it was. Toad Manor has 7 chimneys on it.
That's why it gets so hot in there.
Yes,
It
does.
gets really hot because where do you go on that ride?
Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
Whoa. Actually, though,
Jeez.
what is the official name? You don't really go to HE double hockey sticks. Does anybody know?
It's like, yeah, what's the difference?
Tomato.
Actually, what's that? Yes.
You say outer dark. Someone's playing to the crowd.
The outer darkness. So it's yes. Oh, it's a good question. Yeah. Comment. Okay. What's that? Yeah, it's Hades. They also call it the Inferno. They don't actually call it hell. If you ask a Disney cast member, they're going to say, oh, this is the Inferno room. They call it the Inferno room, just so you guys know about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, one of the coolest things about it, though, is when you first go in, you'll see a mural. Okay? And on this mural, you'll see a train going along really fast. There's a mural. If you look at that train, there's some, does anybody know what the initials on the train are?
I bet Chris knows.
WED. Does anyone know what that stands for? Yeah. And it's Walt. They've actually drawn him in the mural, so it's like a hidden Walt there. You see him, his little arms on the edge of the train, and he's going along. So when you're in waiting line for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, you can actually find a hidden Walt there. So that's great. I think we've spent enough time.
Yeah,
on
so a
Fantasyland.
fun tip about Fantasyland. Do any of you like to see characters or meet characters? Is that a big thing? Okay, so Fantasyland is a great place to see characters. The characters are usually on the go, they're on the move. So it's super fun to see them kind of in real life, in a sense. So Beauty and the Beast are usually around Red Rose Tavern. So to find Beauty and the Beast, they're usually walking together, Red Rose Tavern. Another really fun one, Alice and the Mad Hatter. They are great. They're obviously by Alice in Wonderland. And then my favorite of all time is Peter Pan. And he pops out of the bushes out of nowhere. So when you're going and there's Alice in Wonderland over here, the Matterhorn right here, can you kind of visualize that path? Walk up and down there, he will pop out, and then Hook is usually close by. So Fantasyland is a great place to see your characters kind of in action. If you want to watch them, they're great there.
Perfect. All right, so let's vote on the next land, guys. Do you want to do the top 5
geez.
drinking fountains, or do you want to do the top 5 bathrooms in Disneyland? Wait, you gotta.
Who wants to do bathrooms? Gross. Who wants to do drinking fountains? This side of the room wants drinking fountains, but I think the consensus
I think it's bathrooms.
was bathrooms. Real quick, so both of these thumbnails are from videos that are actually on the Provost Park Pass channel. How many of you guys are subscribed to Provost Park Pass? Wow. How many of you are going to subscribe? There we go. Very nice.
All right, so we do suggestions, fan suggestions for videos. We did top 5 drinking fountains, they was a suggested video, and also top 5 bathrooms. So you guys want to talk about bathrooms? I thought you guys would choose drinking fountains.
What's special
I mean,
with
how
that
could you
thumbnail?
not
Dang.
choose that? So,
Amanda married that.
yeah. I'm going to show you though. I'm going to show you this. We get. It's not just like I'm going to show you. Hopefully the audio works here. We work with Disney, and they work with us to talk about these different topics. We want to make sure we have great information for you guys. So, for example, this was on the drinking fountains. This was Fred. We'll talk about Fred here in just a second. Oh no! Shoot! Oh no! Oh, I don't know. Okay, so we're not going to talk about that. So, anyways, oh, yeah, thank you. So I have a
But that's on our channel, so you can watch that clip on our channel, and that's in the drinking fountain video.
right.
Of Fred.
So one of my contacts at Disney, he's the head janitor at Disney. He's been there for over 35 years, and he emails me. So there's like lots of information about the drinking fountains and also on the bathrooms. Fascinating information. I knew nothing about the Disneyland bathrooms at all. What is the least crowded bathroom at Disneyland? You guys take a guess here.
If any of y'all say the bushes.
By the Tiki Room? No. Who said Critter Country? Just right. Do you want a sticker?
Come here.
Look, Zach, you go there.
How do I? Oh yeah, that works.
So. No, not Club 30. That doesn't
That
count.
bathroom's real crowded.
No. The Hungry Bear, there's a Hungry Bear restaurant. Those are the least crowded bathrooms, and they talk about, and when I was meeting with my contact there, I'll give you his first name, but doesn't like to be, his name's Dave, and he says that they don't know, they've tried over the years to direct people to that bathroom, and they don't. They all tend to go to the New Orleans Square bathroom, and so it's a very crowded bathroom, but the Critter Country bathroom is the least crowded bathroom. So if you're ever waiting, you need to go to the bathroom, you don't want to wait, that's the one to go to.
That's also a good one because it has a lot of family restrooms there too. So if you've got family, if you've got little kids, go to the Critter Country one.
Yeah, and if you look in the light work, the ornaments that they put in there, they're hand done, they're metal work, and it's like animals, like antelopes, jumpings, all kind of critters. So you don't. I mean, I never looked around at that stuff when I was in the bathroom. So I now check it out. So yeah. Don't be weird about it though, guys. I mean, don't be like. I mean, make sure you're alone when your eyes are shifting around. So, right now, there is a bathroom called the King and Queen's bathroom. Who knows where that is? Where's that bathroom? Yeah, by Alice. And when you go in, it's something interesting. If you look at the stall doors I can't believe you guys chose bathrooms. So when you look at the stall doors, they're playing cards. They're actual playing cards. And they're all very low numbers.
Bless
it's like
you.
It's like an ace of spades or like a 4 of hearts or like a 3 of clubs. And the reason that is they paint those doors almost nightly, and it's easier for the painters to do. If they had to do like a 9 of clubs, they'd be painting all the different clubs. So they're all very low numbers. So you kind of check that out when you go into the bathroom. And I always thought, I'm like, it's such a wasted pun. They should have had a royal flush.
That too.
I mean, come on. How could you not do that? So, the Tiki Room is the #1 bathroom. There's a little private bathroom in the Tiki Room. You go in there. A lot of people don't know about that. Yes. Oh, it's closed down now.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So they just barely changed it. It's now just a handicapable. How do you say that?
Accessible. Accessible.
If Richard, would you stand up? Look at the shirt he's wearing, guys.
Woo!
Oh, dang. Woo. Give us a nice twirl.
Oh yeah, we have those shirts. So people always ask us to sell our shirts. We've never sold our shirts. We give them out on contests on Provost Park Pass. We just randomly do a contest, and Richard has won one. There's only 19 shirts that have ever gone out, but we have a box of them. Like we kind of hoard them out, so periodically we'll give them out.
What was that? What?
Oh, well, and
There's
family.
two. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
They're family. I gave them
Some
to
family
Miranda.
members
I was gonna play it
that have
off.
some shirts.
They won the contest too. So, yeah, well, I got our family wearing it, but Richard's really the real winner here. All right, so another interesting bathroom here is, guys, what do you think the most crowded bathroom in all of Disneyland is?
The one between Fantasyland and Frontierland.
The one between
Oh.
Adventureland and that is not the most crowded, but I will tell you something. That is the largest bathroom in all of Disneyland. In fact, they just redid it in the women's. There's 38 or I can't remember, 39 stalls. And on the wall, they have done there's 1 inch by 1 inch little mosaic tiles. And if you look at the wall, it looks like tiger stripes. And it costs a lot of money for them to do that. That's just the women's bathroom. They don't have that in men's bathroom. Maybe because men don't appreciate it. I don't know.
Yeah, you just said you don't pay attention to
Yeah.
bathrooms. Why would they
Obviously.
do that for you, man?
So, nope, that's not the most crowded. What do you guys think the most crowded? Yep. Nope. It gets very crowded after Fantasmic, but it's not. You're absolutely right. It's the exit of Space Mountain.
Who said that?
That guy right there. All right, cool. It is the most crowded bathroom, and because everybody gets off Space Mountain, and they're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So, it is their most crowded bathroom. That is 100% for sure. So, oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this next one to let you guys choose. Do you want to talk about Secrets of Critter Country or New Orleans Square?
Let's hear. Hold on. New Orleans? Critter Country. Oh, that's New Orleans. That is New Orleans.
That
man.
one's easy.
So who
New
won
Orleans.
Critter Country? Okay, all right.
Who said that?
New Orleans Square. It is one of the most beloved lands in Disney. It was the first land ever built after the park. It was the first expansion land. It cost $18 million for them to build that land. What's that? It's not correct? Holiday Land. Oh, yeah, but it's defunct. That doesn't go anymore. So, yes. So, it cost $18 million, and that costs more than the entire Disneyland park cost, the whole park. Walt was super involved in the building of New Orleans Square. He was involved in that. One of my very favorite things about New Orleans Square is this. He sent all these people down, all the Disney Imagineers to New Orleans, and they brought all this artwork and lamps and things and to make it look authentic. Now, it's supposed to be taking place around 1890 or so is when New Orleans Square is supposed to be going on the timeline. And back then, if you would purchase fire insurance, they would put a big metal plaque on your house that with like a fire engine or fire something on it, not a firefighter. And if your house caught on fire, the firemen would come down And if they saw that plaque, they would work very hard to put the fire out. If they didn't see that plaque, they didn't work that hard to put the plaque out.
So it's a real bummer if the fire hits the plaque first. I can't tell.
I swear, there was a plaque.
I don't,
So, anyways, they have 6 of those plaques in New Orleans Square. They're up on the building. They're usually around the second level. They're about the size of a dinner plate, but they're kind of oval. And when you go there, you can see those plaques. So it's a fun thing for you to do is check out those plaques. And they are authentic. They're over 100 years old. They are real fire insurance plaques. So that's something very interesting about New Orleans.
so if you light any of those buildings on fire, Disney will put those ones out first.
Very good to know.
All right, so everybody wants to know, what is the most famous club in New Orleans?
Club 34, you got it.
Has anybody here been in Club 33?
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
there's quite
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Excellent. So Amanda and I had the opportunity. We were in Club 33. It is amazing. As like what you always hear, we're not allowed to talk about it. So let's just move on. Just kidding. Club 33. When you go into Club 33, they have like a bar area, and the bar. And when you go in, they don't allow you to do photography. So they let us go in there, but we couldn't do any. They're like, hey, do you take pictures down here at the bottom of the stairwell? It says like Club 33. Then
Well,
one-
and the cool thing is
Yeah.
you all have probably seen the door that has a 33. That's not the real entrance. So you can take pictures there.
It
It's
was.
cool.
It
Well, it
was.
was, but it's not anymore. So that's not where you go through. You actually go down a little bit further to get through. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of people don't know that's not the entrance anymore.
When you go in, you go up to Club 33, they have like a library where they have books and things that you kind of sit down and relax. They're like little booths that you can sit at. And they have these paintings, and these paintings move. And it takes about 20 minutes for them to go through a cycle. So, for example, you see a ballroom in the 1890s, and then eventually somebody will start to appear, and it looks like people are dancing. And then after a while, they get tired and they all go home, and the dance floor disappears. But it's so small and so subtle that you don't realize it's happening. If you just walk by, you're like, oh, that's a nice painting. It's amazing. When you move into there, they go in, they have like a big, huge, giant bar area, and the bar lights up when people order certain drinks. They pour it, the bar will light up. And that's where you can watch Fantasmic up there if you have access to it. And then around the other side is the dining area, and the dining is it's nice dining. And you have to be dressed. You can't just go in like shorts and like a t-shirt. They do have a dress code for that for the dining room. And
That's why Chris always wears a tie to Disneyland.
yeah, exactly right. So you never know. So that's Club 33. But let's get to the parts that you guys probably mostly are aware of. The Haunted Mansion or Pirates Caribbean. Which one do you want to talk about?
Oh, now Pirates. I thought I heard more Mansion.
I thought I heard Mirror Mansion.
Yeah.
Who wants Pirates Caribbean?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Who
Who
wants-
wants the Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion for
I
sure.
think, you know, it's closer to Halloween. Let's give him Haunted Mansion.
All right.
How many ghosts are in Haunted Mansion? Exactly. Always room for one more. 999.
So there is actually, this is a little trivia about Disneyland. There is a lot of people who go there, and do you know what they try to drop off in the Haunted Mansion?
Ashes.
They actually have an emergency response team. If they see any powder on that ride being released, they shut the ride down immediately, and they have a cleaning crew who'll go through and they vacuum everything up. It's so common that happens a lot. So it's still very sterile and still clean, but they will go in and clean it if they see any ashes or watching. So if you
Don't they have
if you
a name for it? Like
if you like
it's
baby
code
powder and you
something?
clap your hands, that would be bad. It would, right, comes an immediate stop on that ride there. Also, on the broken bus, there's Thorough Raven. Yeah, what's Thorough Raven? What? Ravenscroft. I always want to say,
Ravenclaw.
yeah,
Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaw. Thank you.
Ravenclaw.
I didn't want to say that because it's embarrassing. He does lots of voices, but he also does the voice for most. I don't know if you guys know. He's the voice of Tony the Tiger as well, and he's one of the very few voices where you get to see his face because that bust that's broken with the mustache, that's his real face. So it's one of the few voice actors that you can see his real face.
Yeah, cool thing about the exterior of the Haunted Mansion is that was super important for Walt to have it look beautiful. A lot of people wanted the Haunted Mansion to be kind of more broken down and look haunted and scary, but to have the the beauty of New Orleans Square carry out. That was super important to have that. And I think it's a beautiful building. I think the architecture is just amazing. So I'm really glad they did that.
Yeah, they fought him on that. They wanted it to be dilapidated. They wanted it to look like a haunted mansion. And his famous quote was finally, he's like, "I'll take care of the outside.
The ghosts
will take
the
care of
ghosts
the
will take care of the
inside."
inside. We'll take care of the outside.
Excellent. It is the 4th most efficient ride in all of Disneyland. It's called an Omni Mover. It never stops. It's got this doom buggy that they call it a doom buggy, and it can do just a little under 2,200 people per hour. So it's a very efficient. So even if there's a really long line, it goes really quickly. Also, I think most of you guys know this, but for any Disney novices in here, when you walk in and you get in that room and you're watching that room stretch, it looks like going up, and you're seeing those paintings. You're in an elevator, and the elevator is taking you down one level. So it's an optical illusion, and then once you get off the elevator, you walk down a tunnel that takes you in, and it's done in a huge warehouse. It's not in this house at all. This is just a facade. It's out back in a giant warehouse. That's where they do the actual ride. So I don't know if that's something kind of cool.
And have all of you seen the Hidden Mickey, or most of you seen the Hidden Mickey in there with the plates? So that was not an original Hidden Mickey. A cast member actually arranged the plates like that, and they liked it so much that they kept it, and it stuck.
There's a thing called the wishful Mickeys. A hidden Mickey is a true hidden Mickey that's placed by an Imagineer in a ride. A wishful Mickey is when it just looks so close that people are like, I think it's a hidden Mickey. And and there's thousands of wishful Mickeys. But in the ballroom scene, the cast member put 2 teacups, saucers by a plate as a joke just to see who would notice that. And so it was technically a wishful Mickey, but they loved it so much. It's now one of the most beloved hidden Mickeys in the park, and they've left it there. So they'll change it around for the night before Christmas. Excellent.
Which is going on right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's time.
You want to say something, Richard? That's right. That's exactly right. Huh. So at Disneyland, the train goes right behind it, the Haunted Mansion. And so I'm going to do this. This is the train. This is the Haunted Mansion. This is my heart. But the elevator takes you down, and you actually go underneath the train, and there's that warehouse there. And if you go on Google Earth, you can see this giant warehouse behind it where it is. All right.
Okay.
This is something fun. We're going to kind of, oh, yeah. Oh, the nod of the ship is there's 2. I heard 2 different theories on that. What's his name? The pirate. No, but his name, they Captain Blood. What they call him? I can't remember his name now. Drawing a blank. Oh, was one of the I have not heard that. Who was that? Ken Anderson. Oh, I didn't know. I thought I did not hear that. The one I heard was the story of Constance married him, and he was a Blackbeard. He's a pirate, and he told her, he's like, don't ever go. Captain Blood. Was it Captain Blood? I thought. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay, we're gonna kind of turn this over because I feel like I've talked too much to Amanda's topics. So, yes.
The track is in the shape of Goofy's head at the Haunted Mansion.
I've
So cute.
never heard
So
that,
cute.
actually. I'm gonna.
A hidden Goofy.
That's interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
One of the top 3 highest capacity elevators in the U.S. Well, that's because there's no windows and no doors.
All right, guys. We're not gonna go through them all, but would you rather hear about tips how to do Disneyland with toddlers, or the top 10 Disneyland souvenirs? So, who wants to hear souvenirs? Who wants to hear Disney tips with toddlers?
Toddlers it is.
That one's very specific. Okay, so who likes souvenirs when you go to Disneyland? All right, awesome. What is the most popular souvenir? Ears. There have been over 8 million ears sold.
80 million.
80 million ears sold. So it's extremely popular, and you just can't go to Disneyland without getting ears. So one tip that we have with the Mickey ears is get them at the beginning of your trip, because it's that way you're able to wear them throughout the park, and it connects you to other members around the park, because So many people are wearing Mickey ears. A fun thing to do with your Mickey ears is to have your name embroidered. So if you want your name on it or if you want your kids' names on it, there are a few stores that you can get that. One is the Five and Dime in California Adventure. So definitely get your Mickey ears personalized. Other great tips for souvenirs is they do holiday souvenirs pretty early. So the Halloween souvenirs have been out for about even 3 weeks now. So if you want to get your holiday souvenirs, go search for them early because they are already out.
And Disney's so smart. They've done this now. They've taken an everyday object and made it super desirable now. They have individual and unique popcorn buckets now. I want it, right? You have 10 of them. Which ones do you have?
I have two of the Fab Five.
Two of the Fab
Ooh.
Five.
I have Christmas. I have Halloween. And then I have personally searched for a friend for all of the balloon shaped.
Balloon shape.
Cool.
By the way, you're wearing the rose gold Mickey ears. Those are the most popular Mickey ears that they've ever sold.
And that's a rose
Oh, and
gold
we've got
bag.
a bag.
Ears. Whoa!
Yeah.
That's a rose gold. Right?
at you.
Wow.
They also have like a clutch too that's in rose gold, which is awesome.
And a fanny pack.
And the fanny pack. So the
Are
rose
fanny
gold
packs
is super
coming
popular.
back?
Oh yeah.
2 days ago, and within the first hour, it was sold out for twice.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry. Did you say the fanny packs are sold out in an hour?
They're the rose gold fanny packs. Can't get any better than that.
What year is it?
I'm literally having a hard time understanding that. All right, well, that's awesome. They do, so these popcorn buckets, they have this, and what they've done is they've created a supply and demand for you young people in here learning about supply and demand. They have driven up demand to a very high level, and supply is very low. So, for example, they're doing right now, the most sought after popcorn bucket is the cauldron from Snow White, and it looks like it's bubbling over. You want it, don't you?
My friend's going tomorrow, and I've already given her money.
To get to buy it.
Good.
Contingency.
Super
Yeah.
popular. It's limited, and after the Halloween season, they will no longer sell it. During Pixar Fest, they had the Mike and Sully popcorn. They had the Mike drink and the Sully popcorn bucket. I had to buy the Sully one because Sully is one of my favorite characters, and so that they've done this, and it's become phenomenal for Disneyland. This is one of their most sought after souvenirs is popcorn buckets, which is interesting because then we got the popcorn bucket home, and now I don't know what to do with it. So.
You
Yeah.
look at it. It's cute. And the
We got
popcorn's
some questions.
delicious.
Yeah, there's a question. Was that over there? Or, nope.
Disney
Yeah.
watches.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You have
wonderful.
over Disney 20. You have over 25 Disney watches. How many arms do you have? Come on.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
special.
Absolutely. Limited edition
Whoa.
500. So, numbered. Speaking of limited editions, this is probably the most prized possession I have for souvenirs. Pin trading, who here
I'm
is a pin
seeing
trader?
a lot of pins.
Y'all
We've
see
got
the
pins right there.
Disney pin
Yes.
booth that was out on the floor? That was kind of cool.
So, when Disney had their 50th anniversary, they had gold pins, very limited edition for the different rides. So pin trading is when you go up and you trade with a cast member and you get a pin and whatever. I went in and happened to trade for a pin. I just barely started trading for pins, and this cast member had this gold pin on her lanyard. I'm like, oh, I like that. And it was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which I love that ride. I'm like, I want that pin. And she smiled. She's like, it's a great choice. It's one of 50, only 50 pins. Somebody had it and they didn't realize it and they traded it. Cast members can't tell you not to trade, so you're trading with them. They could say, oh, you sure you want to trade that pin? But the person traded it, not realizing it. I happened to get it. I didn't know. And I happened to go to Frontierland where they have all these pin traders. And right then and there, people were offering me several thousands of dollars for that pin. So. I sold it. Just kidding. No, I did not. I have it. I still have it. I love it. I love that pin. So
He's going to use it for a down payment on his next house.
One more quick. Oh, sorry. Is there? Yes. Uh-huh.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
correct.
very good
That's
tip.
very correct.
One last souvenir, and then we'll continue. A really good one, if you want a personalized souvenir that you can hang up in your home and have, are the hand-cut silhouettes. Those are beautiful. They've been there from the very beginning of Disneyland. So this is classic. This is historic, and they free cut your silhouette. So they don't sit and trace you out. They free cut it, and they can do it in less than 60 seconds.
It's nuts.
It's amazing. And they can do your family, so you can get like you and your spouse's face right next to you. It's beautiful. So I recommend that for a personalized souvenir that you can actually hang up in your home, and you can enjoy it and remember Disneyland in your everyday life. It's beautiful.
Here's one more that's actually free.
So that's
Main
on Main
Street.
Street.
Main
Mhm.
Street.
Yep, that's just right off of Main Street, just a really teeny
It's on the right-hand side as you're walking towards the castle.
Yep, teeny tiny shop.
You're gonna see, as you walk down, you're gonna see a little porch with 2 chairs on it, a little store there. That store was originally called the Wizard of Bras. It was
Blizzard
a
of Woz.
It was a lingerie shop. Only lasted 2 months. It's weird because you think that's where I would go to buy lingerie is Disneyland, but they kept the porch. Right past that, that's where you can buy silhouettes. But if you would like to get a free souvenir of Disneyland, that's awesome, is autographs. Their characters will autograph, and a lot of people think that you have to have an autograph book. That's not correct. They will autograph. You can take a backpack, or if you have something like that, they will autograph as long as the pen will be able to show up on that, so you get a free autograph. We are running a little bit out of time, so let's do, here we go. Top 10 hidden Mickeys or the top 5 drinks. I will say this, I'm gonna give you this, so the drinks one, there's a really good story with that one. So who wants the top 10 hidden Mickeys? Who wants the top 5 drinks at Disneyland?
Wait, who said churros? Are you familiar with the churro challenge?
For those of you who are not familiar, I'm going to sum this up super quick. It was an awful day.
Best day ever.
It was great
So
for
we
us.
went there and we thought it'd be fun, and we did a churro challenge. And Thumbnail Dave, he's not here, he made a bet for $200 that I couldn't eat 15 churros and ride Space Mountain 15 times in one day. And the rule was I had to eat the churro, ride Space Mountain, eat the churro, ride Space Mountain. $200.
So the actual bet is $100, and he would pay for the cost of the churros.
Which is more than, whatever, right? So I was like, I could do that. And so we were interviewing all the Disney cast members beforehand, and they're like, you can do it. Except for one girl, and she's like, in the video, she's like, he can't, there's no way he can do that. And Dave was like, they're telling you can do it, so you're just buying more churros, right? That was what he's claiming.
They were low on churro sales that day.
So I started riding the ride. I ate my first churro. I rode a ride, and I made a mistake. I thought I was being super smart. I bought 3 churros right off the bat because I'm like, I'm gonna go so fast. Well, I hit the first line, then I ate my churro. I rode the ride. Then the second one, it was kind of cold. Churros are awesome, but when churros are cold, they're terrible. It's like French fries. You cannot go back. You cannot go back. So by the time I hit the third one, the churro was like crusty and hard, and I was like, I ate it. But the weird part about it is it had spread through all the cast members on Space Mountain. They all knew about it. And so everybody come on, they're like, Chris, what are you at? Chris, how's it going?
It was so much fun.
And they were all cheering for me. They're like, you've got it. And I walk on, and I was like green. The guy's like, this is only 8, Chris, you cannot stop. You can't stop now.
Now, if you want to see how that story ends, you'll have to watch the video.
Oh, it's a good teaser.
And that's how you hook 'em, Chris.
I love it. All right, so the top 5 drinks.
Okay, so there are so many delicious drinks at Disneyland that are specialty drinks.
Bottled water.
And bottled
Well, let's just tell the one because we're running out of time. Let's ask
okay.
questions.
All right, so I'm going to hurry and go through my favorites real fast, and then you can try them for yourself. So the all-time favorite, or the top number 1, is a mint julep in New Orleans Square.
That's
Delicious.
Jessica right there. She spent all day just drinking mint juleps,
Yep.
and she got 11 in one day.
Yep, exactly.
I will say this as a teaser. I did get more than 11 churros on the churro challenge.
Okay, so the mint julep is amazing. Another really good one is found at Maurice's, and it's the poison apple freeze. Sounds like poison apple. That one is also delicious, and it's also beautiful. If you go to the Bengal barbecue, you can get a jungle julep, which is so delicious. It's purple grape juice and really, really sweet. But the one that might give you a little bit of trouble if you get it is called Gaston's Brew. And that is found at Red Rose Tavern. Has anyone tried that drink before? Okay, so just not very many. Only a couple hands went up. So Gaston's Brew is delicious. It's mango, it's apple. It's got like a little mango puree on top. It's so yummy, but it looks like beer. So when you drink it, it looks like a beer. And the quick story to this was the worst experience I had at Disneyland ever is I got the Gaston's Brew.
It looks exactly like a beer. It's amber color, and it's got it's like
It's got the head on it and
froth
everything.
on top.
and then all it is, it's just
Yeah, it's just juice.
juice.
Just juice.
Just juice.
And
Yeah.
the top is like
Hashtag
a
just
mango.
juice.
It's like a mango, whatever puree, whatever.
Yeah, so it looks really frothy. And people walking around the park always ask me, like, where did you get the beer? And I'm like, oh, it's just juice. Well, one time I got it, and I was walking out of the park, and I was stopped by security.
I've got to interrupt. She was by herself.
I was
just her
by
and
myself,
Miles.
just me and our toddler. He's now 2. And I was stopped by security, and they asked me that, I needed to get rid of the beer. And I said, it's not beer, it's just juice. I got it at Red Rose Tavern. They had no idea what I was talking about. And so they called in backup. They completely surrounded me. They took my juice. They smelled it. They were passing it around and looking at it. It was terrible. I burst into tears. I was totally humiliated because I don't like to get in trouble. And here security was surrounding me for juice. It was
like
just
calling in like,
juice.
we got 2319. We got 2319 over here. Come over here right now.
It was very stressful. And so now if I get the Gaston's Brew, and my advice to you is just stay in the restaurant. Just drink it. It's not worth the trouble. But yeah, those drinks are all delicious. There's so many good specialty drinks.
All right.
Okay, we need to do...
Let's go straight to questions. If anybody has questions, you can raise it. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So we are. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
We are. We're going to be. So I actually. So we started it as a hobby, and it was just to be Disneyland. We love Disneyland. It's grown so fast for us that we've had so many requests. We're actually leaving in, I think, about 14 days or so. We're going to Paris for a week just to go to Disneyland Paris. We're going to be doing YouTube, all about, yeah. Oh, thank you.
So our plan is Disney parks around the world.
We're gonna hit
So
them all.
yes, Florida and all of the other ones.
And we're getting a lot of information from Disney, so they're telling us all the different things we should be looking for. So it's kind of exciting for us. But we'll be doing Disneyland Paris within a couple weeks.
I'm kind of curious real quick. How many of y'all been to Disneyland?
I love it. Yes.
How many of y'all been to Disney World?
Still a
Great.
lot.
How many of y'all been to Euro Disney in Paris? Nice. How many of
Okay.
you guys been to Shanghai? How many of you guys been to
Good,
Tokyo
that's
Disney?
new. Okay.
There, wow.
Good.
Jeez. All right. So we got some
What
world
about
travelers
Hong
here.
Kong?
I said Hong Kong.
No, you said Shanghai.
That's what yeah.
It's different cities, Zach.
There's a lot.
Okay. And Alani. Have you been to Alani Griffin? 10 points to Gryffindor. She's wearing a
great
Gryffindor
question.
robe. It's
That's a really
hilarious.
good question. Okay,
Yeah,
next
go ahead.
question.
Yeah. Okay.
His question
The
is,
question is if they had a fast pass, how would I design it? Well, obviously, it would be like a giant number 2.
All right.
So
good.
there's gonna.
Oh, that's a great question. Okay.
We all of us eat so much food out there.
no, Amanda loves pickles. Just watch
No.
the top 10 snacks. Oh, good. She loves it.
So we did a video on the top 10 snacks, and we, like we said, we get help from Disney and ideas. And one of the most requested things they buy there is a pickle. Like, you guys have the pickles? Anybody have the pickle at Disneyland?
Yeah. Good. A lot of pickle lovers.
Amanda was doing that video, and she hates pickles. I mean, she can't stand them. So in the video, but she's trying she's trying hey guys, here's a pickle. She try it, and she's trying it, and she gets halfway, and she chickens out. And she's like,
It's a good one, y'all.
Oh, so bad. What's your
yeah,
favorite
go-
food?
My favorite, I really like the kebabs at the Bengal barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are, they're so dang good.
So juicy. So
So-
good.
my
Yeah,
favorite
juicy.
is at the Red Rose Tavern. My favorite meal is the poutine on the. It's so good with gravy and cheese and like French fries. I mean, like literally can just swim in that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And my favorite is the Monte Cristo sandwich. That's my favorite. Yeah, so good. Good
Clearly
question.
they agree.
Thank you. That was a fun question.
Right
Yeah,
here.
go ahead.
So, Debbie
Oh, sure, you bet.
Talking Disneyland. Where are the churros, the frozen bananas, and the Dole Whip here?
Yes. Oh, where are they here? Yeah. Oh,
Well, the churros will be cold, so we're saving y'all the expense.
actually, I'm going to answer that question this way. If you were to describe the three of us, Amanda would be the Dole Whip because she's probably the sweetest and nicest. I would be a churro because I get old really fast. Zach would be like when you get a drink and there's that little part at the bottom of the cup that you just throw away.
I'm just too good to drink.
Next question.
I love that Zach can hold his own against Chris.
Always,
like this
always.
makes me
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
happy.
And then, right here. and then right here.
Gryffindor.
That's okay.
10 points away from Gryffindor.
Okay, don't worry.
What
We'll
can I
come
do?
back.
Okay.
What's your favorite extinct attraction?
Oh,
Oh,
Amanda's
good.
good. She loves those.
Yeah, I love those. So this one.
What's yours?
Probably the Skyway.
Oh yeah. Even just like.
Skyway. Okay. I know where hers
So
is.
mine is in Florida. Mine is in Walt Disney World, and it was I talked about yesterday. If anyone was at the panel, it was extraterrestrial alien encounter. Has anyone been on that, or did you go on it? It was incredible. So it wasn't allowed. Yes,
Very
I didn't
scary.
sleep for about 6 weeks after I went on that. It was so scary, but so well done. I loved it, and that's
That-
no longer there. It's now Lilo and Stitch.
That was one of the few rides they actually kept taming it down because it kept scaring people. I'm going to say this because I think it's just a nostalgia factor. It's weird because I don't think I really loved it when it's there, but now that it's gone, I really miss it. That's the People Mover. I miss the People Mover. Zach?
Yep, same. I was going to say People Mover.
Oh,
That's a great question.
All right.
Extinct rides are so fun.
right here and then
Talk
right
about.
back to you. So,
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
well, like fact book or just Disneyland related, but so there is. My favorite Disney book is called Behind the Ears. Have you heard of that? Behind the Ears are cast members telling stories that's not sanctioned by Disneyland, and they are the funniest stories I've ever heard. One of my favorite stories is the guy he drove the tram for the parking lot tram, and on his last day, he's like, I'm taking him on the freeway. And so it's called Behind the Ears. It's not sanctioned by Disney at all, but it's a great book. So that's a great question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What is the only attraction that was totally designed by Walt Disney?
Tom Sawyer's Island. So Tom
Nailed
Sawyer.
it.
The only attraction that's totally designed by Walt Disney is Tom Sawyer's Island. He loved that. He felt that the best way for children to learn was to be outside. And when they actually dedicated that land, they went and got some soil from Mississippi, and they buried it there because and the thing is, it's very overlooked. It's a very overlooked land. But if you have any rambunctious toddlers, that's a place to go let them run. It's a place to let them run.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great.
I don't
All right,
know why.
we have-
I just clapped at my own answer.
All right, we have time for one more. We're out of time. That went by so fast.
Last
Not like there's a
question,
panel
guys.
after us.
That's true. We'll be here all night.
Have sadly learned the hard way the new calendar that has come out between Disneyland and California Adventure that you can be blocked out in one but not the other new way now. And those of us who have looked into it know that in July, all but the very top passes have been blocked out. Is that Disney's official release of that's when Star Wars Land is opening? Or
So-
is that still just speculation?
That's speculation. The question is Star Wars opening. I knew we get some Star Wars questions. In inner circles, we hear May, but I think that is wrong. I don't think they're going to be done by May, so that's the chatter on the internet.
Where's your belief in Disney magic?
Well, the belief it comes from when I talk to contacts in there, they tell me midsummer to late summer. So I'm assuming but there is no official answer. I'm not speaking for Disney, of course.
I'm just saying because we can see where the passes are blocked out from
Yeah,
Disneyland,
makes sense.
that, because Star Wars Land is opening and they
Disney now is so crowded at all times. There's no really dead time anymore. Unofficial numbers, they believe there's over 1 million annual passport holders at all times. So that's not just due to Star Wars Land. There's so many passport holders out there that the park can't accommodate the influx anymore. before that, all the annual passport holders happened, there was downtimes. You did have that. You don't have downtimes anymore because annual passports, they go in the evening just to go. And they go just to ride one ride. And I'm guilty of that myself. I'll just go and look around. I'm like, oh, it's too busy. I'm just going to go get some food and just watch people. And so they're trying to mitigate the annual passport problem that they're having. That was a great question.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are out of time, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you
You
guys
guys are
very
the
much.
best. Here-